Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the second session of the day. Today, it's our pleasure to have with us Dr. Anupam Bra. With us, sir is from ICR, DMR, Chambagarh, Solan. And mushroom. Sir, you are audible as well as visible. Please start your presentation and you may start, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Majid, and welcome all the participants. And as Dr. Majid said, that I am working on mushrooms here, and basically, uh, I am working on oyster mushroom and on the genetics and the breeding part of oyster mushroom, and also associated in the project of development of strain external development in butternut shiitake mushrooms. So straight away starting. So the although if we see the genetic improvement and strain improvement in mushrooms in India, we have started around 1970s and 80s. We have started this work, and from that we are sincerely taking up this work because we are achieving most of the agronomic practices in mushroom are contributing to yield, but still is a lot has been contributed by strenal improvement and it will continue for future also. So whoever joined this training, they might be thinking how it is possible to do the fungal breeding. So for them, a simple approach is like in plant breeding system, we having self-pollinated crop, cross-pollinated crop, and open cross-pollinated crop. Similarly, if we compare in fungus also, we have a system called homothallic, heterothallic, and secondary homothallic. Like in Aspergillus, it is homothallic system where the same thallus forms the mushroom cap and release the spore. While heterothallic, a different type of strain or fungus will interact and they will form the, that should be genetically different, that is heterothallic. And in secondary homothallic, there are possibilities of means homothalism and very few possibility of heterothalism that we can see in button mushroom. Basically, the fungal breeding system and plant breeding system are basically different, but there is some similarity in that. If we see why we have to do the Pleurotus breeding, is one important thing is Pleurotus is contributing around 19% in global production, and in India also it is 16% after button mushroom, while in globally after shiitake it is 19%. Moreover, if we see in Pleurotus, it is not a single species. There are a lot of species present in. So that's why it is called as Pleurotus species. There are, we will discuss species one by one. There are around 25 different type of species which can be cultivated. So before breeding of any Pleurotus strain or species, you have to know what is this species actually. In a lot of cases, I have seen that we don't consider much attention toward the species. So species consideration is important. Moreover, which species grows in what environment, what temperature, we should know before before we start any breeding program. So there are different type of species, but few commercial species which is grown in India and all across the world is Pleurotus eryngi, Pleurotus austratus, Pleurotus citronopletus, Pleurotus pulmonarius, or Pleurotus jamor. Previously, when we talk about taxonomic discrimination, so while if you see taxonomically, there are a lot of differences in the morphology and physiology of this species. But when we take molecular concept as a species, if you take a molecular concept for the species, so it restricted to a small group because lot of species comes into a single molecular concept of species. So taxonomically, there are various forms, but suppose we can say Pleurotus pulmonarius and Pleurotus sajarkaj. There, if we see if we see the molecular concept of the species, both are the same. But if you see other morphological thing like its thickness, its texture, so you might some differences in pulmonaris and sajarkaju. So there are differences in forms, isoforms we can say. But when we say in molecular concept, most of the species are same. Like Plotus citronopletus. So Plotus citronopletus generally it is yellow in color. That is golden oyster. But some of the varieties in Plotus citronopletus are white in color. So we say Plotus citronopletus variety cornucopia. So they are white in color. Similarly, Plotus arenji, it is a complex. So there are Plotus arenji variety arenji. So there are Plotus arenji variety Tillonius. So a lot of other varieties are also there. So therefore, whatever we are discussing, we are discussing on the based of the molecular concept of the species. So first is Plutus erengi, also known as Kabul tingri. So it is low temperature variety, low temperature species. So it comes in low temperature. While doing some breeding, we are trying to improve its low temperature to as high temperature strain also. So, but basic nature of this species, it comes in the low temperature. So it is a low temperature cultivated species. Moreover, as we see that whenever we are cultivating Plutus, so we require a substrate which is pasteurized. But in this case, which we grow in is a sterilized substrate. So, so basic nature of this species to grow in on sterilized substrate, but we are trying to get in get also. So therefore, what I am suggesting is before breeding any kind of species, or we are before mating the species, we should know the basic. What is the basic nature of the species? So the temperature for spawn is 24, spawn duration is 15 to 20 degree, fruit body development temperature is 15 to 21 degree, relative humidity 85 to 90 degree, and carbon dioxide concentration is during fruiting is below 1000 ppm. So these are the basic agronomic practice which are required to grow this strain. So this will help to understanding the biology of the Pleurotus, and moreover, it will help to breed a line according to your requirement. Similarly, Pleurotus austratus. So these Pleurotus austratus is also is a low temperature species, and it comes in various color. So suppose you want to breed a variety which is higher in color. So what you will try, you will select the parental line from the Pleurotus austratus, because you will find a different color of Pleurotus austratus in various in this complex. Moreover, this color also depend in the environment on the environment factor also. So that also you have to take into the consideration while building it. Moreover, this variety forms a bunch. So these are the bunchy kind of, basically the nature of the Pleurotus austratus is it comes in the bunches. So that these kind of properties you should know before starting any breeding program. So this is low temperature variety. Whenever you want to breed a low temperature variety, you can select Pleurotus austratus or Pleurotus arenji. But when you want to develop a high temperature variety, you have to select a high temperature species for the development. One more is Pleurotus austratus variety florida. The most of the misconception in this is a lot of people think that Pleurotus florida is a species. Florida is not a species; it is a variety florida. Actually, it's the Pleurotus austratus variety, which was developed in the region of the Florida in US. So from there, this Florida name came, and this is one of the important variety in India, because it is flat in shape. Moreover, it is white in color. So acceptability of this Florida strain in market is higher. Moreover, one more advantage what we have seen in last recent years is this variety is more adaptable as compared to Pleurotus austratus. Pleurotus austratus complex as such is not much as adaptable, while this variety, this can grow in minimum 15 degree to maximum 26-27 degree. So adaptability of this variety is more. So that if you want to make a variety which is more adaptable, you can select this type of one of the parent for the your breeding program. Another one is Pleurotus citronopletus. So here the advantage lies in the species is it has nutty flavor. So flavor wise, if you want to change a quality of mushroom for Pleurotus mushroom, so you can select this strain for breeding. But what I have seen that the compatibility studies are not much very appreciating in this species. So while you are doing the crossing, so compatibility studies you have to see whether it is compatible with another species what you are taking. Next one is Plotus pulmonaris. This is again high temperature species. So whenever you are breeding for a high temperature, you can select this one. Moreover, the important is this variety come in two forms. This species come in two forms. One is in bunchy type and another is non-bunchy type. So when you are selecting for a bunchy type and you are taking this variety, then you have to take in consideration whether the parent is in was a bunchy type or not. So that's why selection of parents during the hybridization program is very much important. So whenever you are going for a non-bunchy variety, then you can select this as a parent, Plotus pulmonaris as a parent. Moreover, there are two you can see when we are coming across this Plotus pulmonaris, there are two type of pulmonarius strains. You will see one is in soft texture and another is a little bit hard texture. So both strain are present in pulmonarius. So soft texture is more good for cooking while you are cooking. So it is very soft in texture, and the person who likes soft texture food or soft texture dishes can select this one. So whenever we are breeding for a quality, you can take in this into consideration that you can take Plotus sajargaju as a parent or Plotus pulmonaris as a parent for the developing a variety for having good nutritious, good palatable value. Another one is Plotus jamor. This is pink oyster, also known as Plotus eos. So there are a lot of names of this Plotus jamor when we talk about the species. So this species is high in temperature, high temperature requiring species. Moreover, it is fast moving. So whenever you are breeding for early varieties, early strains, you are developing. So you can take into consideration this variety. This species take around 14 to 15 days to give the first flush. Moreover, when you see a remaining species, it will take around 15 to 20 days to complete their spawn run. But here the spawn run is completed within 7 to 10 days. So this is the advantage of this species. Similarly, Plotus membranensis, it is another fast growing species, and also requirement of this species is around 24 to 32. So whenever you are taking the high temperature variety, when you are dealing with high temperature variety, you can select as a parent. Moreover, whenever you are taking this Plotus jamor, so the problem is that is hard in texture, Plotus jamor. So this is a little bit soft in texture. So that type of parent you can select for developing a high temperature variety with equally having the good palatable value. So that both you can select in this Plotus membranes. So moving towards the genome characterization, when we see the genome of these all species, you will find their genome will range around 30 to 35 MB or more, around 40 MB, not more than that. But when you see Plotus erengi and Plotus tolensis, so you will see that the size is little bit higher. This is because of the transposable element which is present in their genome. So Plotus erengi, because of its genome only, there is a difference in the morphology also. So its genome is little bit different than all other species of the Plotus. So going to the state of the life cycle of the Plotus. So Plotus, as I already said, that it is a bit type of cross pollinated or heterothallic, we say in the scientific word. So it is heterothallic type of life cycle which is present in Plotus. So what happened? The spore produced by the basidocarp, they germinate, and the different type of the genetically different type of the mycelium they will fuse, and karyogamy will occur, and again the fruit body will form. So this is the heterothallic life cycle. It is very simple. So whenever you are crossing the any two spores or any two different type of mycelium, so it should be genetically different. The same will not contribute to making a good strain or good variety. So what we are using here, we are using basically hybridization, mutation breeding, and molecular breeding. Multi-spore selection, it is older one where you select the multi-spore in a plate, where you by serial dilution you put a multi-spore in a plate and you allow natural selection to occur. So when natural selection occurs, so one of the more adaptable strain will overcome all the poor strains. So multi-spore selection is bit, I will say it is bit chance method. So multi-spore selection we used to do earlier, but now currently we are more focusing on hybridization technique. So hybridization also are of three types. One is intraspecific hybridization, another is interspecific hybridization, and third one is intergeneric hybridization. So intraspecific means within species, interspecific between species, and intergeneric between genera. So what is the main consideration of these three hybridization is, we most of us what we have seen in last few 3 4 years, that intraspecific breeding within species breeding is more useful, more beneficial in current stage of breeding programs, rather than going in interspecific and intergeneric, because we get a lot of diversity in interspecific and intergeneric breeding, but that diversity is of no use for immediate breeding program. If you want to start immediate breeding program and you want to have an immediate product with that, you can try for intraspecific hybridization, where the difference between parent is not much. So what we will gain from it, you won't end up with a very large type of variant, which is somehow sometimes difficult to screen it out. So we are now more focused to interest specific, and slowly when the potential of the parent will increase, we can move to interspecific ones also. But where when you are doing for interspecific hybridization, their compatibility studies are also required. Third one is mutation breeding. Mutation breeding is used for that purpose, where suppose we have a variety which is well developed, well established, and we want to change one of this character, and we don't want to breed it again. Only want to change that. So we require mutation breeding, and that mutation breeding will require a small mutation. So such kind of breeding program, we require a very careful observation while doing it. Moreover, if while you are planting a trial and you having a spontaneous variation which occurs due to mutation, that also can be taken into the selection process. So this is one of the approach. And last one is molecular breeding, that as you know that CRISPR-Cas9. So now in button mushroom also one variety developed by USA through CRISPR-Cas non-browning ones. So now molecular breeding is also coming into play. So we have started breeding program. So these are the these are the two strains of Sphaems species Pilotus austratus. One is Florida and one is Pilotus austratus. So we have selected one large fruit body with less seed, because our one of our strain DMRP49 was giving very excellent yield, high yielding. But problem with this strain was that fruit body size was not bigger enough. So what we have starting the breeding program, and we found that we have crossed the single spore isolate we have extracted, and the compatible one we crossed. So the crosses showing the clamp connection was hybrid, and we planted them, and then we saw that few strain were performing good, which is going on in our All India Coordinated Research Project trials. So whenever we are developing any strains, so we are sending into AICRP trials. So we will do 2 3 trials here. Once 2 station trials we do, one preliminary trials we do here in Solan, and after that, if it performs well consistently as compared to our Czech variety, take Czech strain, and then we are sending to All India Coordinated Research Project. We have 32 ones, 32 equip centers, and there this variety goes in the vigorous checking process, and the data from these centers are submitted, and we analyze, and formally then we send the proposal to the higher authorities for the release. As such, we don't have till now. We don't have variety release procedure. We are trying for that. So till now is our institute level meeting is there, where we see the data and then we release the variety. So whenever we are doing this hybridization studies, and we are also seeing some of the parameters, how they are behaving, how the data of the different Pilotus morphological data is varying. We have seen that stipe length is environmentally correlated. Means whenever the environment changes, the stipe length will change. So one more thing, what is important is whenever we are changing the carbon dioxide concentration or we are not giving the fresh air, the stride length and stride breadth is affected. So there we found that this type of correlation is well affected in environmental one. So we have to take care while doing the experiments. So similarly, 100-foot body weight is one of the most 10-foot body weight is one of the most significant parameter observation which may we take as a consideration for developing high yield varieties. So we have find out that we also done the heritable studies and we found that the heritability and genetic advance for 10-foot body weight is higher. So that's why we used high foot body weight as one of the criteria for the development of hybrid. We can take this character for the development of hybrid because it's a high heritable trait. So percentage wise is highly heritable. So we such studies are useful when we are doing further breeding programs that we know that this is the heritability percent and this much will be inherited to the next generation. So this kind of studies is important. So 10 foot body weight stride breadth is stride breadth in most of the study we have seen that it is less heritable. So and moreover it is not very much significant one, but it is indirectly contributing to the 10-foot body weight. So it is important. So why we are doing this hybridization is because of heterosis. Heterosis is the superiority or inferiority of the offspring over the parent. So if parent is superior ones and hybrid is not superior, that is also heterosis only, but it is negative heterosis. What we are targeting is commercial heterosis. Commercial heterosis means the F1 is superior to the Czech variety. So that is we call commercial heterosis. So what the mechanism of heterosis is there are five different type of mechanism which may operate. So one is parent A and parent B. They both are good one, but their trait doesn't inherited in the hybrid. So one B1 is parent A trait is inherited, but isn't inherited. What you require, the gene of interest, what the character of interest, what you require. Similarly, uh, parent A is in parent A it is expressing, but in hybrid it is not expressing. And in D, parent A, parent B, there is not expression, but in hybrid there is expression. This kind of trait sometimes we can see where we are seeing that the parents are not fast moving, but hybrid is fast moving. So there, sometimes this kind of thing you can see in your when you are doing the studies. And E is parent A, parent B. In both the gene expression is there, but in hybrid also gene expression there. We are mostly targeting for E ones. So where parent also expressing, and then hybrid is also expressing. But sometime what happened, there are linked trait with this. Suppose you are targeting for early fruiting, and there are linked traits which you are not seeing in that, and they may be transferred. So heterosis, when we are studying for single trait. So for one trait, it might be E type of expression, but for other trait, it might be D type of expression. So it depends when you are studying it. I will show one of the example for that. So what we are doing here is breeding for economically important trait. One is early fruiting, because in oyster there is a huge diversity in India. India is one of the hub of the oyster resource germplasm. So we have huge diversity. Although we have species like Pilotus jam or Pilotus pulmonarius, which can bear fruit early, but basically we require the developed one. Suppose Pilotus florida, because demand of this its spawn is higher, and Pilotus pulmonarius demand of this pulmonarius is higher. We want to breed a variety which is early also, so that we can get an advantage in the timing. In mushrooms, the advantage is of timing, because our crop is in days, like 45 days, 60 days, and we have a cycle. So suppose we have 6 rooms. So if 10 days is less in each variety, so we can have one more crop extra. So that advantage we can take it out. So that early fruiting is one of the important economically consideration trait. So for that, one of the responsible for primordial formation, the protein responsible for primordial formation. Excuse me. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, class. So one of the important trait is one of the important protein is osteolysin. So this is important for the development of primordia. What it does is this is a protein which restructure your mycelium. And these are the lysine protein actually. We restructure the mycelium and decide the place from where primordial will formulate or become. So this is the important trait. So this is also known as pleurotolysin, and they have two type of pleurotolysin. One is pleurotolysin A, and another is B. So there are two types. So these pleurotolysin, these are in the study phase that these are contributing more towards the development of the fruit body. So, but when the fruit body, when this protein act, the mycelium aggregates and it transforms into the pinhead. Moreover, whenever we are doing this type of early fruiting strains, we are more relied on the SSI selection. So one is parental selection. Parental selection is the selection of parent, and another is SSI selection. So the parent from the spores. From that we isolate the single spore isolate, and that single spore isolate we actually select it, and then we cross it. So that selection is more important while we are doing early fruiting strain. So these are the scanning electron microscope images. So first is aggregation of that mycelium will aggregate first, and second they will form a bump type of structure or small pin type of structure uh, which finally form the pinhead. So this is the pinhead. So what we did, we in this early strain, we have developed one of the strain H27, which is early in pinning. It gives pinning in 15 days as compared to its parent, where the 136 and is the parent, 136 and P49 is the parent, where 22 and 23 were the pinning days. So we have developed this one, and in first batch we found around 45% biological efficiency for that as compared to this one. So here we did the SSI selection. Basically, we selected the SSI P136.4 and P49.1. These SSI were the fast moving ones. So we selected the fast moving ones SSI, and then we crossed it, and we checked for the clamp connection. When the clamp connection was okay, then we transfer into field for the phenotypic checking. So while doing the phenotype, we found that in 14 days, when the temperature is around 26 to 27. So one of the important consideration is here that temperature should be 26 to 27 or even 28 also. So what I was previously saying that when we are doing this mechanism or process for early fruiting, we have seen that E mechanism was working, but we have not gone for a selection where high temperature was a criteria, where the where Florida required around 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, but here we were getting fruiting on 27 and 28 degrees Celsius. We are getting the fruiting where D mechanism is working on. In parent A, parent B, the expression was not there. The hybrid expression was coming. So maybe these traits may be linked also, but what was happening in parent A 136 was there. We have seen in 28 what was happening. A yellow kind of mycelium was becoming at high temperature, and it was becoming hard, but fruiting was coming. So there was a little bit of expression was there, but full expression was not there for yield basically. But here D and E mechanism were working. So these are the economic characters and for the hybrid S27. So this is the fruiting. So here you can see when we tested the hybrid in two types. One is open, the bag was opened, and one was the fruiting when the holes were done in the bags. In both stage, what we have seen that when we are making a holes in the bag, the fruit body is appearing bigger ones. It is obvious that when the holes are being done, so there is not excessive fruit body but only few fruit body and bigger in size. When you open the bag, so what we are seeing is numerous fruit bodies with smaller in size. So these can agronomical variation what we can try it. When you require a small fruit body, you can open the bag. So this can be possible with this tree. So we have done one second trial also, and we found similar that the mean of this variety in the first harvest was 56%, while the check yield was 41%. One more breeding approach we have tried is breeding for sporelessness. So spore mushroom, oyster mushroom is forming a huge spore, and whenever the farmers are going, they are finding difficulty because of allergic reaction. So in our workers also, we found that whenever there is harvesting, after that people are feeling pain in their throat and in their hands and in the limbs. So this pain is basically because of this allergic reaction. Worst allergic reaction we are not seeing, but this kind of allergic reaction we are frequently seeing in pain in the hands and little bit feeling like fever like feeling is there. So this is because of allergic reaction. You can see a lot whenever if you have cultivated, and most of us, I believe, most of you have done this lotus cultivation, and you will see a huge spore road in the room while entering. Either we are using mask or we are switching on the fan before going in the room, exhaust fan. So this kind of things are there in sporelessness state. Sporelessness state. So we are trying to develop a sporeless strain, and fortunately, we were able to develop one. And since the problem in this developing a sporeless trait is, it is mostly linked to first is it is linked the trait is linked to the yield. So whenever the sporeless strain is there, yield will be a bit lower, as reported in literature. Moreover, the reversion of this sporelessness trait is more. So the reversion of this trait is more. It will again form a spore bearing one after some mutation and changes. So there is this problem in this sporelessness trait. Or what happened? The third problem what we faced is the shape of the fruit body become more unacceptable to the market. That is one of the problem. So we have tried for that, and first approach we tried that mutagenesis, where we were unable to find such variation, or we have tried 2 3 times, and even using EMS and UV. But second trait, we found one of the strain where there was spontaneous mutation and naturally occurring in the environment. So we did the selection for for every strain, and we selected one of the low spore variety in Pluotus, that is sporeless one. So you can see in left side, this is spore bearing parent, that is control, and there is this one non spore bearing one. So after 3 hours we see that what are the spore print, and we are here in sporeless we are not getting it. So what we did, actually we crossed this two strain. One is DMRP 49-1 and DMRP 38. So there we found two type of fruit body coming from the same bag. So that two type of fruit body, this fruit body a little bit, this type was longer, and the cap was smaller, and bit type of umbrella type of fruit body was there. So this kind of, whenever you are seeing any fruit body having more stipe in that and lesser fruit body is that during initial stage, can be act as one of the, I am not sure whether it is the permanent marker, but it can be one of the phenotypic marker for the selection of this kind of four state. So we cultivated it, and we also seen in the microscope. So most of the spore we found for 136, that is parental strain, and there was less. You can see here also there is more gives are there in and stipe is bigger one. So this is actually the sporeless one, and the yield of the sporeless is also at par to that our tech variety. So this is the biological efficiency of low spore mutant. It is coming on around 65% in 2 flushes, and control we are getting around 23-25%. So this is the one of the advantage while we are doing the selection. So selection, in all the Pluotus breeding, what I have seen, the selection is one of the important criteria. Every day, if you are going to the room of Pluotus and you're finding any variant, and because there are several type of mutation which are occurring, and you find any type of variant, and then you are selecting it, and then you are cultivating it. So definitely selection is a more powerful tool in initial stage of breeding program. So what we are now studying, what are the reason of the sporelessness. So And they we are studying on two reason. One is we are studying metaphase one, and there may be link region also. We are finding both also. So now it is in still in studying phase. What are the reason why this sporelessness happened? One more important criteria for breeding of any lotus strain is breeding for nutritional quality. So here we are basically few studies are there, not much has been done, and there they have tried for Plotus syringae for storing for large storage in China. They have done it, and they found in I think sorry in Korea I think they have done it, and they found a strain where 59 days they can store the strain. So these kind of studies also helpful, and moreover they found the correlation of the type hardness to the storage. So this can be one of the correlation for the selection of the strains for the shelf life. If the type is hard enough, you can select for it for the means high storage or means high long term storage. Now, tolerance against pest and disease also people are doing. QTL studies people are doing. So here the QTL studies has been done and for yield related traits, and they have found in different chromosome. So in genetic linkage map also found, and they found that sporeless mutation in found in linkage map. So these are type of studies is actually important for identification of the trait where it is situated. Now one new method now one new we are approach we are doing is breeding for disease resistance. Basically we are not targeting as such for disease resistance, but we are targeting actually the standardization of pasteurization protocol in Plotus RNG. So in Plotus RNG what we see that it is basically done on the sterilized substrate, and in pasteurized substrate there are few success. So when we screen the strain, different strain of the Plotus syringae, we have seen that few strain are performing good enough in pasteurized substrate also. So what we understood by this, that is some of the genetic link is there for development of green mold and any disease. So we are finding it. We are now trying it to find one or two strain which are suitable for the pasteurization. See, in sterilization, there are a lot of cost is incurred because we require autoclave and other thing. But in pasteurization, we can do either by hot water treatment or the steam pasteurization. And Pleotus aerangei is one of the costliest mushroom in the group Pleotus, and one of the tastiest mushroom in the group Pleotus. So this is if we can find any strain which is inhibiting the growth of this green mold and other mold, then we can be successful in developing a strain which is suitable for the basically pasteurization protocol. We can apply the pasteurization protocol in Pleotus aerangei, and we are trying for that. One more important thing is in Plotus, as in you can see in Shiitake lenticuloides, there is one Shiitake lenticuloides. In Agaricus, there is mostly button mushroom and Agaricus bisporus is one. But in oyster, you can see in Plotus there are a lot of species. So one more important thing while we starting is barcoding or molecular identification of any species. So barcoding, the general marker is ITS, but now people are preferring more than one marker, that is either TEF, translocation elongation factor 1, or your LSU or SSU, two or three markers people are taking for exact identification. We have done by 50 around 50 at a one type we have done, and total we have done around 150 species we have barcoded, and we found that the ITS is one of the reliable ones, and we can link with either TEF or LSU. We can link it, and we here we found a distinct group for Plotus aerangei. We found a distinct group, and Florida and Ostratus, they are all already same one. They form a same group, while Pulmonarius they form different. And Citronopletus, it is entirely different. You can find the barcode region in while we are doing this in see when we are aligning the sequences, we can easily find the barcode sequence. We have also done the diversity studies in there. This can be one of the in future it can be one of the easy identification. Well, the sequencing will be not much involved. Then we can have the fingerprint of the particular variety or species, so that we can easily. So we have tried from ISSR. So we are doing it. Still, results are not very clear. So we are trying. We are trying from SRAP also. So this is the somehow now people are also going for the CRISPR-Cas approach, while in US they have done it and they have done for, but in India still now it is very juvenile phase. Moreover, very clear-cut guideline for CRISPR-Cas is not there in mushrooms. So still we are not very sure, and we have already developed one of the browning-resistant variety NBS5, which is more resistance to browning, and it was developed by conventional breeding. So my concluding remarks from this session is, like, we can start the selection in the early phase and mostly interest specific selection in lotus, and this eventually we can grow if we don't have because we have a very good diverse background of lotus in India, so it is very less exploited. If it is exploited, then initial 5 to 10 years we can go for intra-specific breeding, and after that, say if we want more variation, we can go for inter-specific ones also. So by this concluded remark, I thank you, and now the session is open for the discussion.
Good afternoon, Dr. Anupam. I am
Hello, madam.
Hira.
How are you? Hello,
I'm
madam. How are you?
fine. I'm fine.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So you are telling that in the case of Pleurotus, intraspecific, that is within the species, the crossing is more effective than between the species.
Yes, yes, yes. More effective. But this is my experience. Why I am saying it. When we are crossing it, so we are finding interspecific. We are finding a lot of diversity. But actually, we require a directional selection. Actually, we require a direction. Suppose we are doing for a heat resistant strain. So we can initially in SSI level, it is easy within species to identify the this SSI which is having high temperature, and they will be more directional selection will be there. While we are doing intraspecific one, so there are different set of species combining there, different set of genes combining there. So we don't have actually control in that. So that's why I am saying.
Okay.
Yes.
So then if we cross,
Yes.
in the case of the interspecific hybridization, if we cross between that is Pleurotus eos and Pleurotus florida,
Yes.
then
Yes.
we will be having both the desirable characters and as well as the negative characters can be transmitted, isn't it?
In F1, what you can do in F1, if you are getting, it is very good if you in F1 you are getting. But if you are not getting in F1, so what you can do is you can take the spore print of F1, means F1 foot body itself, and then you can again cross it, and again you can see whether this is transmitted or not. Means then it will be segregation. More segregation will be there.
Okay. From the F1, you have to again cross it.
F1 you can take out the SSI, then you can take SSI from that. If you want to do the SSI selection again, you can do it, or you can directly from whatever strain you require. Suppose what you are targeting actually in both of the parent, what you are targeting, what is your target in that?
So the target is we have to reduce the pink color of EOs and also get the good characters. That is a more yield in the case of Pleurotus florida.
So if you want to do that, whatever F1 you take the SSI of that, and you can again cross it with the Florida strain SSI. Means again in the sense with compatible ones you can cross it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And
more effect of Florida will be achieved, and fuse whatever the character of EOS you require, that is earliness, it may retain it. It may retain.
Okay. When we go for SSI. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Any other
Namaskar,
question,
sir.
please?
Yes, sir. Asking.
हाँ जी
Namaskar, sir. I am Satyajit Mahapatra, talking from Jharkhand. We have several talks on telephone, on
यस
mobile.
यस यस सत्यजीत जी, बोलिए बोलिए, आप बोलिए।
आयो सर, हम आपको खोज रहे थे सर, कई बार से कॉल भी किया था आपको, पर आप तो अवेलेबल
एक्चुअली
नहीं थे।
ट्रेनिंग्स आजकल चली हैं थोड़ा सा, और एक हमारी वेब कॉन्फ्रेंस भी है,
अच्छा।
तो उसमें भी थोड़ा सा बिजी थे। मैंने फिर भी आपका एक दो रिप्लाई मैं व्हाट्सएप किया था आपको।
हाँ। नहीं
जी
तो सर, वो जो लास्ट जो क्वेरी में व्हाट्सएप किए थे हमने आपको, वो
जी
किंग ऑयस्टर को लेकर,
जी
तो इस बार जो कल्टीवेशन हमने किया था फर्स्ट ऑफ टाइम अपने फार्म पे किया था, पर
जी जी।
उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आई थी, जैसे आप अभी बता रहे थे वो ग्रीन मोल्ड की बात।
हाँ, ग्रीन मोड जी
तो हाँ, वी हैव गॉन थ्रू द स्टीम पास्चुरेशन स्टेरिलाइजेशन टेक्निक
जी
आफ्टर प्री सोकिंग द व्हीट स्ट्रॉ।
जी जी जी
ओके।
जी।
बट उसमें भी कुछ में जो है, कई में हमको वो ग्रीन मोल्ड की शिकायत आई
हाँ,
थी, तो
वही
हमको
हम
उस समय
डिस्कस
भी।
कर रहे थे कि एक्चुअली ये स्ट्रेनल चीज है, रादर देन
हाँ
प्यूरिटस एरेंजाई की बात करें तो उसमें जो मेन कल्टीवेशन प्रैक्टिस है वो स्टेरलाइज होना है, कि आपको स्टेरलाइज करना पड़ता है। बट कुछ
हाँ
स्ट्रेन्स इसमें ऐसे हैं जिसपे हम अभी स्टडी कर रहे हैं, ये हमने फाइनलाइज नहीं करी। कुछ स्ट्रेन्स ऐसे हैं जिसकी पॉसिबिलिटी हमको दिख रही है, अभी तो केवल 20% पॉसिबिलिटी है कि कुछ स्ट्रेन ऐसे हैं जो कि परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं आपके स्टेरलाइज सबस्ट्रेट में भी, पर उनके लिए थोड़ा सा एग्रोनॉमिक प्रैक्टिस की भी जरूरत पड़ेगी, और थोड़ा सा हमें स्ट्रेन भी आइडेंटिफाई करने की, वो काम हमारा चल रहा है।
अच्छा सर, उसमें जो हमने दो तरीके से किया था सर, कुछ बैग्स हमने सॉ डस्ट के बनाए थे,
हाँ हाँ
ऑटोक्लेव करके, तो उसमें ग्रीन मोल्ड की प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं आई थी सर।
हाँ, नहीं आती है एक्चुअली। जो स्ट्रेन अभी तक जो ज्यादा है, ऑटोक्लेव में कोई दिक्कत नहीं करेंगे, ऑटोक्लेव में अच्छी फ्रूटिंग भी आएगी, बट जब आप पास्चराइज सबस्ट्रेट में करेंगे तो होता क्या है कि लेटर स्टेज में उसमें ग्रीन मोल्ड आना शुरू होता है। तो उसके लिए हमने कुछ स्ट्रेन अभी हम देख रहे हैं, कुछ स्क्रीनिंग ट्रायल्स भी किए हमने, तो हमको कुछ लग रहा है कि सक्सेस मिल सकती है उसमें। तो अगर जैसी सक्सेस मिलेगी आप लोगों के लिए, फिर वो स्ट्रेन अवेलेबल होगा।
अच्छा, दो तीन इशू इसमें और था सर। एक तो कि जैसे इसमें केसिंग की आवश्यकता है कि नहीं है सर,
नहीं,
तो
केसिंग की
फिर
आवश्यकता नहीं है इसमें, केसिंग की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ती। अगर आप करना चाहें तो कर सकते हैं, वैसे केसिंग की आवश्यकता नहीं है इसमें।
हमने कुछ बैग्स में किया, पर हमको भी महसूस हुआ कि ऐसी कोई आवश्यकता इसमें
आवश्यकता
नहीं
नहीं
है।
है। इवन आपने देखा होगा कभी कभी
पर
एरेंजाई में नीचे से डाउनवर्ड से भी आपके पिनहेड आते हैं।
हाँ, तो वो वही सर पूछना चाह रहे थे कि इसमें हमें
एक्चुअली
लगता है
इसमें
कि पूरे
देखिए,
बैग।
इसमें सत्यजीत जी, इसमें मेन रोल है ब्लू लाइट का। जो नीली रोशनी होती है एरेंजाई में बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। अगर आप ऑयस्टर की बात करें तो ऑयस्टर में शायद उतनी इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, इसमें लाइट का बड़ा रोल है। लाइट का भी और कलर लाइट का बड़ा रोल है, तो ब्लू लाइट का इसमें रोल है, क्योंकि ब्लू लाइट से क्या होता है कि जो पिन हेड होते हैं छोटे छोटे, आपने देखा भी
हम्म,
होगा कि ये बड़े जल्दी मुरझा जा रहे होंगे आपके, और ये सूख जा रहे होंगे
जी।
एरेंजाई में।
हाँ
तो ये जो
हाँ
प्रॉब्लम है, अगर आप ब्लू लाइट देंगे तो ये प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा कम रहेगी, क्योंकि क्या होता है जनरली आज का जो मैकेनिज्म है वो इस तरीके का है, जैसे आप ब्लू लाइट देते हैं तो उसमें जो एटीपी सिंथेसिस है, जो उसको एनर्जी चाहिए होती है, उसके फॉर्मेशन वाले एंजाइम्स बढ़ जाते हैं, और फटाफट इसमें जो है आपका जो पिनहेड फॉर्मेशन में हेल्प करते हैं। तो ब्लू लाइट का इसमें ज्यादा रोल है, और चाइना से भी काफी रिपोर्ट हुआ है।
तो इसका मतलब सर, वो मिल्की का शेड में हम इसको चूंकि हमारा जो एरिया है यहाँ पे, तो
बस टेम्परेचर का
विंटर
ख्याल
सीजन
रखिएगा,
में।
टेम्परेचर आप मिल्की के शेड में कर सकते हैं, उसको थोड़ा टेम्परेचर डाउन रखिएगा,
हाँ
क्योंकि टेम्परेचर इसका डाउन चाहिए।
हाँ, टेम्परेचर डाउन चाहिए। और बैग्स को पूरा ओपन कर दे क्या सर, पूरा निकाल दे पॉलिथीन?
अगर स्पॉन रन के बाद पूरा निकाल दीजिए, लेकिन ह्यूमिडिटी मेंटेन रखिएगा।
ओके सर। और फिर भी जो है सर, हमारा प्रोडक्शन परसेंटेज काफी कम आया, तो
एक्चुअली
एक्चुअली
एरेंजाई की
इस
जो ईल्ड है, एरेंजाई की जो ईल्ड है वो 30 से 40%, 50% के आसपास है बायोलॉजिकल एफिशिएंसी। आप इसको
हाँ,
ऑयस्टर से
बायोलॉजिकल
कंपेयर नहीं, आप ऑयस्टर से कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि ऑयस्टर की जो बायोलॉजिकल एफिशिएंसी है वो एवरेज 70 to 80% रहती है, या 90% रहती है। इसकी
हाँ
बायोलॉजिकल एफिशिएंसी कम है, बट इसका जो कॉस्ट है वो ज्यादा है एज कम्पेयर टू ऑयस्टर मशरूम, क्योंकि इसकी जो टेस्ट है, आपने टेस्ट किया होगा, इट इज वेरी टेस्टी, टेस्टी बहुत
फिर
होता है।
हमने टेस्ट किया सर, और जितने कस्टमर्स को दिए वो सबको मैंने 100% एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी है
हाँ,
सर।
इसकी 100% एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी है, तभी हमने इस पे वर्किंग भी स्टार्ट कर दी है कि ज्यादा हम प्लोटस एरेंजाई पे वर्क करें। हाई टेम्परेचर स्ट्रेन पे भी हम सोच रहे हैं कि थोड़ा सा काम करने की, और उस पर कर भी रहे हैं, तो इस पे इसलिए हम लोग ज्यादा काम कर रहे हैं।
डॉक्टर सुरेश भी बोल रहे थे कि अगर ये मार्केट में चल जाए तो फिर बटन डाउन हो जाएगा।
हाँ जी, ये डेफिनेट है, क्योंकि इसका जो स्टोरेज भी है, स्टोरेज भी लॉन्गर टाइम के लिए, थिक्स टाइप है, इसका डंठल भी ठीक ठीक होता है, तो
हम्म,
इसकी जो है एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी है मार्केट में रीजनेबली बहुत ज्यादा है।
ठीक होता है, पर मैंने हार्ड नहीं होता है सर वो।
हार्ड
एक
नहीं है,
एक
हार्ड बिल्कुल नहीं है। मीन्स थिक्स
हाँ।
टाइप है, मोटा है लेकिन हार्ड नहीं है।
हाँ, दूसरा इसमें ये था, जैसे अभी आपने बताया तो हमारे ग्रोअर के लिए तो इस सेशन में बहुत कम ही चीजें बातें थी, पर आई एम एक्सप्रेसिंग माय ग्रेटिट्यूड टू द ऑल द
नहीं,
साइंटिफिक
थैंक यू एक्चुअली मेरे को ये बताया गया था ये साइंटिफिक टाइप का सेशन है, उसी तरीके से
हाँ,
प्रिपेयर किया था। अगर मुझे थोड़ा
सर
सा फिर भी अगर आपको कोई क्वेरी हो तो आप पूछ सकते हैं।
इसमें ये जानना चाह रहे थे कि सर जैसे जो हाइब्रिडाइजेशन टेक्निक जो है,
जी
तो हमने जैसे और जो ऑस्टर के और जो बटन के कस्टमर होते हैं उनको हमने पूछा कि बटन के कस्टमर को कि जैसे आप ऑस्टर क्यों नहीं ट्राई करते, क्यों नहीं इसको कंज्यूम करते हैं, तो
जी
उनका कहना था कि वो जो बटन का जो टेक्सचर है वो उनको ऑस्टर में नहीं मिल पाता है।
जी जी जी
तो क्या ऐसा कोई हाइब्रिडाइजेशन टेक्निक से ऐसी कुछ
नहीं नहीं नहीं, अब हम ना हाइब्रिडाइजेशन टेक्निक्स पे इसलिए इसमें नहीं जाएंगे क्योंकि रीजन ये है कि हमारे पास ऑलरेडी प्लोटस एरेंजाई है जिसपे हम काम कर सकते हैं। कहने का मतलब है जिसको हम काम करके नॉर्मल ऑयस्टर की तरह ग्रो कर सकते हैं, इसलिए हम कोशिश यही कर रहे हैं कि एरेंजाई को इस तरीके से हम करें ताकि वो नॉर्मल ऑयस्टर की तरह हम ग्रो कर सकें। और
और
उसकी
उसका तो टेम्परेचर लिमिटेशन है ना
हाँ, तो
सर?
उसमें तीन लिमिटेशन है एरेंजाई में। एक तो हाई टेम्परेचर है कि लो टेम्परेचर पे नहीं होता है, लो टेम्परेचर पे होता है, हाई पे नहीं होता है। दूसरा इसकी पास्चराइजेशन टेक्नोलॉजी है और तीसरा इसका यील्ड है। तो तीनों पे हमारा काम चल रहा है कि हम इसकी जो टेम्परेचर पे भी काम करें, टेम्परेचर को हमें हाई टेम्परेचर स्ट्रेन मिल जाए। दूसरा इसकी जो यील्ड है वो बढ़ जाए और तीसरा इसमें पास्चराइजेशन पे काम कर जाए। तो अगर ये तीन काम कर जाते हैं तो मुझे लगता है नॉर्मल ऑयस्टर की तरह ही काम करेगा।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर,
थैंक
थैंक यू।
यू।
Okay, Anupam,
हाँ सर।
Harvinder here.
हाँ सर।
Very
हाँ सर।
good presentation, and I thank you for giving such a nice presentation.
थैंक
Because
यू
most
सर।
of the participants were of faculty, are
ओके
faculty
ओके
only.
ओके सर।
Some there are farmers, but I hope all might have been benefited by the lectures. मेरा बस
ओके
एक query था,
जी
just
सर।
a simple query.
जी सर।
Stability, what is the status of stability of the hybrids? But because मतलब और कितने दिन तक रहता है स्टेबल, मींस की फॉर हाउ मेनी इयर्स और
एक्चुअली
फॉर
सर,
हाउ मेनी
हाँ
जनरेशन?
सर, इसका ये बड़ा क्वेश्चन था। इसमें कुछ अभी रिसेंटली भी स्टडीज हुई हैं तो ये देखा गया सर, इसमें एपिजेनेटिक इफेक्ट बहुत है। एपिजेनेटिक इफेक्ट का मतलब ये है सर कि इनिशियली जो वैरायटी डेवलप होती है, जो भी हम प्रोसेस डेवलप करते हैं, वो थोड़ा हाई यील्ड होते हैं। फिर जैसे ही वो हाई यील्ड के बाद उसमें क्या होता है कि उनके जो जीन्स हैं, बेसिकली जीन्स हैं, वो कुछ साइलेंट हो जाते हैं, मिथाइलेटेड हो जाते हैं, अनमिथाइलेटेड फॉर्म से मिथाइलेटेड फॉर्म में जाते हैं। तो जो ओवर एक्सप्रेसिंग जीन है, सपोज जो कोई जीन है जो यील्ड पे है, तो वो मिथाइलेट होकर स्टेबिलिटी की ओर चला जाता है। मींस इनिशियली वो हाई जैसे स्पोर प्रोड्यूस कर रहा था, बट वो क्या होता है कि धीरे धीरे उसका स्पोर प्रोडक्शन या थोड़ा सा यील्ड में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस आता है। बट ये सिग्निफिकेंट नहीं है सर, क्योंकि जो अगर आप इनिशियली जो वैरायटी डेवलप कर रहे हैं और वो 3-4 साल टेस्टिंग पे अगर आपका सेम दे रही है, क्योंकि ये जो चेंजेस आ रहे हैं ये इनिशियल 5-6 ईयर्स में आ रहे हैं, और इनिशियल 5-6 में अगर चेंजेस कम है, सिग्निफिकेंट बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, तो हम इसको वैरायटी की तरह इसको ले सकते हैं कि हम ये मान सकते हैं कि नेक्स्ट 5-10 ईयर्स में ये रहेगी। और उसके बाद सर दूसरा एक इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग होता है कि कल्चरल कंडीशंस क्या है, कल्चर किसमें कर रहे हैं। अगर हम एक ही मीडिया पे बार बार कल्चर कर रहे हैं तो चांसेस होते हैं कि सर ये जो मिथाइलेशन है ये ज्यादा हो जाए और कुछ जो यूजफुल जीन है वो भी मिथाइलेटेड हो जाए। तो इसमें सर मिथाइलेशन स्टडीज पे है कुछ, अभी ऑस्ट्रेटस पे काम हुआ है इस पे।
ओके, थैंक यू
थैंक यू
अनुपम।
सर। थैंक यू सर।
Regarding the email of the participants, which I need, which participants are asking to be shared with our resource person, I'll send that list to our resource person on the email. Sir, I'll send it on your email only.
Okay.
Anupam sir.
Send it. Majid. Majid. Majid, I am Harvinder. Okay, from IGKV. So
yes,
actually, what is actually DMR is organizing a mushroom conference in the month of April. It will be basically a e-conference. So you can share the email list of the participants to Dr. Anupam. Okay.
Thank you sir. Thank you. It will be great help. Thank you.
I'll share that link, those email IDs, all of them with the sir on the email itself.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
हाँ तालुकदार जी बताइए।
ओके, एक्चुअली मुझे वो प्लेरोटस एरेंजाई के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत कुछ पूछना था।
जी
जी बोलिए बोलिए, मैं अभी हूँ, अभी थोड़ा सा बताइए।
ओके, एक्चुअली सर मैं सुनीत तालुकदार बोल रहा हूँ
हाँ जी, हाँ
गुवाहाटी
जी सर,
असम
मैं
से।
जानता हूँ आपको, जानता हूँ, आप बोलिए सर।
हाँ सर, काफी बात हुआ आपके साथ।
जी
सर एक्चुअली इस बार मैंने ट्राई किया था
जी
एरेंजाई, लाइक अराउंड 15-16 बैग बनाया था सर।
जी
लाइक 3-4 बैग, लाइक या 4 बैग सर फुल माइसिलियम रन हुआ अच्छी तरह से
जी
सर।
जी जी
फ्रूटिंग भी हुआ सर।
जी
बाकी बैग 1 या 2 में कंटामिनेशन हुआ है, आई मीन लाइक ग्रीन ग्रीन मोल्ड हुआ है।
जी जी
एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट बाकी कुछ बैग में सर एक अजीब टाइप का कंटामिनेशन था। आई मीन आज तक मैंने जितना भी मतलब कल्टीवेट किया हो ऐसा मुझे कभी मिला नहीं है। माइसिलियम रन सर हो गया था सब बैग में, लेकिन
जी
पैच पैच में कहीं कहीं पैच पैच में सर ब्लैक ब्लैक कलर आ गया था।
जी जी जी। वो भी एक टाइप से कंटेमिनेशन ही है, उसी की बात हम कर रहे थे एक्चुअली, कि इसमें मोल्ड्स जो रहते हैं वो थोड़ा स्पॉनन के बाद भी आते हैं, जबकि प्लोटस जैसे अगर नॉर्मल बात करें तो उसमें जनरली स्पॉनन के बाद उतना मोल्ड आता नहीं है जनरली। तो ये जो प्रॉब्लम है ये एक्चुअली कुछ स्ट्रेनर जो है इसमें होते हैं, कि कुछ स्ट्रेन्स क्या होते हैं कि आपके डेवलप होने के बाद जो है चांसेस कम होते हैं उसमें आने के। तो वही सिलेक्शन की बात कर रहे थे, वो अभी हम कर रहे हैं कि जो 100% जो आप कह रहे हैं कि एकदम जो फ्रूटिंग आनी चाहिए हर बैग से, क्योंकि ये मोड आ जाता है, वो हमारे पास भी वेरिएबल रिजल्ट है। तो उसी
ओके
उसी वजह से हम उसको कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि इस तरीके का कोई बने, कोई स्ट्रेन हमें मिले, या फिर हम उसको डेवलप करें जिसमें कि इस तरीके की प्रॉब्लम ना हो।
ओके। एंड सर और एक चीज है सर, मतलब सर एक्चुअली सर वेस्टर्न बेस्ड जो कल्टीवेटर्स है, मेनली वेस्टर्न बेस्ड इन द सेंस यूएस बेस्ड जो कल्टीवेटर्स है, स्मॉल टाइम कल्टीवेटर्स या मिड स्केल, सर वो लोग एक हाइब्रिड यूज करते हैं एरेंजाई का। लाइक दे कॉल इट एज अ ब्लैक पर्ल या ब्लैक ऑयस्टर, कुछ ऐसा नाम, मतलब उन लोग का अपना जो नाम है वो
जी
ब्लैक
जी जी
पर्ल बोलते
जी
हैं उसको।
जी
So
जी
that is a like a hybrid done between Ostratus and Erangi. वो
हाँ
थोड़ा
जी
बहुत
हाँ जी जी
हाई
जी
टेम्परेचर है सर। इट्स
जी
आई मीन इट्स ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल, वो लोग लाइक कल्टीवेटिंग है सर।
जी जी।
वैसा टाइप का मतलब वैसा वाला मतलब आई एम गोइंग टू से कल्चर लाके यहाँ पे किया जा सकता है।
सर मेरे को नहीं पता उसमें एग्जैक्टली क्या उसकी जो क्वालिटीज हैं, एग्जैक्टली नहीं
ओके
पता क्या है। लेकिन अगर पता नहीं अब इसका, क्योंकि इसका मेरे को एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता, तो मैं इसमें कमेंट नहीं करूंगा, रिफ्रेन करूंगा कमेंट से। तो मुझे
ओके
नहीं पता इसके बारे में ज्यादा।
सर
तो
उसका
लेकिन
जो, हाँ
हाँ जी जी बोलिए।
तो एक्चुअली उसका जो आई मीन नॉर्मल एरेंजाई का जो ऊपर का टॉप पार्ट होता है वो व्हाइटिश होता है या ग्रेइश होता है?
दो टाइप
तो
के आते हैं इसमें, एरेंजाई एक्चुअली कॉम्प्लेक्स है। इसमें ग्रे भी आता है और थोड़ा व्हाइट भी आता है, बोथ टाइप की हैं इसमें।
हाँ सर, ये जो हाइब्रिड में बोल रहा था सर वो पूरा ब्लैकिश होता है।
हो सकता है कोई इन्होंने डेवलप किया हो क्रॉसिंग के
हाँ
थ्रू, तो इस पे तो मैं बता नहीं पाऊंगा आपको ज्यादा,
ठीक
लेकिन
ठीक।
हो सकता है, पॉसिबिलिटी है।
ओके। एंड सर और एक चीज था, ये आपने ड्यूरिंग प्रेजेंटेशन के समय बोले थे कि सजर काजू का सर दो आता है। एक है जो इंडिविजुअल इंडिविजुअल फ्रूटिंग होता है
जी
और
जी
एक बंच में होता है।
जी जी जी।
तो सर बंच वाला आई मीन सर अवेलेबल, एक्चुअली सर मैं कल्टीवेट करता हूँ यहाँ पे हम
बंच
लोग।
वाले की एक बंच वाले की एबिलिटी कम है, मैं भी उसको एक्चुअली एक दो है हमारे पास, टेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं। वो बंचेस
ओके
में आता भी है, बट वो उसकी एबिलिटी कम है, लेकिन दोनों टाइप के स्ट्रेन रिपोर्टेड हैं इसमें, बंचे और
ओके।
नॉन बंची बोथ हैं
तो
इसमें।
सर बंच वाला जो डीएमआर में है वो कॉमर्शियली अवेलेबल है या ओनली फॉर
अभी फिलहाल
एक्सपेरिमेंट?
वो टेस्टिंग फेज पे है, अभी
ओके
टेस्टिंग फेज पे है, तो जल्दी वो अवेलेबल हो जाएगा आपको। हमने
ओके
लास्ट ईयर इसको कलेक्ट किया था, और फुल बॉडी साइज भी अच्छा है उसमें। तो
ओके।
वो उसको जल्दी हम उसको कोशिश करेंगे कि अवेलेबल हो जाए।
सर दो बी के हिसाब से सर दोनों का ही सेम है?
बी एक्चुअली मोर टेम्परेचर पे, हाई टेम्परेचर पे बी ठीक है इसका। अराउंड वही मैंने देखा कि एरेंजाई में ये जो पल्मोनियस में अराउंड 55-60% बी आता है इसमें, जो इंडिविजुअल फुट बॉडी है, तो उसी के अराउंड ये भी होवर करता है। बहुत बहुत ज्यादा तो नहीं है, लेकिन 50-60% है इसमें।
ओके ओके सर, लास्ट क्वेरी सर, लाइक सर मतलब ये एक्चुअली टू सम एक्सटेंट रिलेटेड विद डीएमआर वेबसाइट। सर क्या होता है हम लोग लाइक वी नो लाइक अलग से अगर कुछ स्पॉन्स ऑर्डर देना है तो वी नो दिस स्पॉन्स आर अवेलेबल इन
जी जी
डीएमआर।
जी
तो
जी जी।
सर हेलो।
हाँ जी बोलिए बोलिए।
हाँ तो सर लेकिन अगर लाइक लाइक डीएमआर का जो वेबसाइट है जहाँ पे कल्चर जो रहता है, लाइक वी कैन सी दीज आर
जी
द कल्चर वी कैन बाय फ्रॉम देयर। सर वो वेबसाइट में सर क्या है, कुछ कुछ जो स्पॉन डीएमआर में अवेलेबल है उसका कल्चर का नाम अवेलेबल नहीं है लिस्ट में।
मीन्स आप बोल रहे हैं स्ट्रेन का नेम?
हाँ, स्ट्रेन का नेम।
हाँ,
आई
वो
वांट
हम
टू
कर रहे हैं
फाइंड।
अपडेट, अभी अपडेशन प्रोसेस चला है तो उसको अपडेट कर रहे हैं हम उसको ना।
ओके ओके सर, एक्चुअली मुझे कल्चर खरीदना था कुछ कुछ, लेकिन मुझे आई वाज लाइक दोस आर नॉट अवेलेबल इन द लिस्ट
ना
बस।
नहीं, अवेलेबल एक्चुअली सारे कल्चर्स जितने अवेलेबल हैं वो तो लिस्ट तो हमने प्रोवाइड, स्ट्रेन्स के नाम नहीं है, वो स्ट्रेन्स के नाम हम जल्दी प्रोवाइड करेंगे।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू सर।
ओके
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओके अनुपम, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर।
हेलो,
हाँ जी मैडम बताइए।
हेलो सर, डॉक्टर पूजा बात कर रही हूँ।
हाँ बताइए बताइए बताइए।
सर मैं ये जानना चाह रही थी, अभी हमारे डीएमआर में येलो वाला कल्चर जो है अपना प्लूरटस, सिटिनोप्लूरटस का, ये अभी अवेलेबल हो जाएगा क्या?
जी अवेलेबल है, आप ले सकते हैं।
एक्चुअली क्या पहले लिया तो उसमें फ्रूट बॉडीज नहीं आई, ये इशू आया था। मे बी 2 बार
टेम्परेचर
हमने
क्या
लिया।
रखा था आपने? टेम्परेचर क्या रखा था?
टेम्परेचर 25 डिग्री से माइसिलियम किया था
जी
इंक्यूबेशन,
जी।
और उसको फिर हमने रिड्यूस किया था 24-25 के अराउंड ही मेंटेन किया था टेम्परेचर।
थोड़ा टेम्परेचर आप रिड्यूस कर दीजिएगा उसका,
हाँ।
21-20 के आसपास रख दीजिएगा, 22 के आसपास, तो उसमें पिनहेड बन जाता है। वंस पिनहेड बढ़ेगा तो फिर आप उसके बाद पिनहेड बनने के थोड़ा सा ड्रिप डिप देना पड़ता है।
अच्छा, इसमें भी कोल्ड शॉक भी देना पड़ेगा क्या सर?
कोल्ड शॉक नहीं, खाली टेम्परेचर रिड्यूस करना है आपको, एयर का टेम्परेचर।
अच्छा अच्छा, क्योंकि 24-23 तक तो किया है मेंटेन।
उसके थोड़ा सा अगर 20 आप ऐसे 20 से 22 के आसपास रखेंगे तो एकदम से फुट बॉडी बन जाएंगी उसकी, अदरवाइज वो ब्राउनिंग हो जाती है माइसीलियम की।
हाँ नहीं, ब्राउनिंग तो नहीं, बहुत अच्छा हुआ, माइसीलियम वगैरह तो अच्छे से रन हुआ, बस फ्रूटिंग नहीं इनिशिएट हुई थी, वही
टेम्परेचर
प्रॉब्लम
ज्यादा
आया।
होगा तो उसमें 28 से ज्यादा जाता है तो टेम्परेचर फ्रूटिंग नहीं आती उसमें।
नहीं, वो तो सर मैंने 24-23 के अराउंड ही किया था मेंटेन, हो सकता है और कम करना पड़े तो आ जाए फिर, है ना सर?
20 से 22 के बीच में पिनिंग आ जाती है।
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है, तो मैं अभी फिर ऑर्डर करवा लूंगी कल सर आपसे। ओके सर, थैंक यू, बहुत इन्फॉर्मेटिव लेक्चर था सर आपका।
थैंक यू।
ओके सो Majid, can you wind up the session?
Yes, we can. If there are no further queries, we'd want to extend our gratitude for our resource person. It was such a lovely presentation, and the interaction is always cherry on the top. Thank you for being with us on behalf of the participants, and thank you on behalf of the organizing committee, sir. Thanks a lot for being with us. We look forward to further interactions like these. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Let's join back tomorrow at our morning session time. Thank you.